My message today is for anybody that is expecting a baby or also new young parents. I am grateful to have this opportunity and this platform to speak with you because I think about you all the time. And I think about you in reference to what's going on in the world right now with regard to this pandemic that we are experiencing. And I know because I consider myself an expert in stress, I call myself a stressologist. I'm actually a holistic life coach and psychotherapist. I do a lot of public speaking on stress and the effects of stress on the mind body system. And additionally, I also teach yoga and meditation. And I obviously think about stress a lot, but now I'm really thinking about it in terms of this patient population, this demographic of pregnant mamas and papas, and also young parents that have little ones home with them quarantined. And the amount of stress that is upon you is extraordinary, actually quite unfathomable. And when we look at scales of stress in terms of what the most stressful life cycle events are, I'm actually going to put you at the top of the heap. You're not in the textbooks yet because we've never had something like this happen yet. But I'm going to put you right at the top. And so I am here from my heart because I want to speak to you from my heart to your heart. And if there is anything that I can do to help support you in managing your emotions and your feelings and your biology, your physiology, your psychology, your emotional field, your spiritual field, I want to be here for that. So I'm coming on today to speak with you about stress and what you can do to help sort of put the brakes on stress. You know, stress is like go, 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 go all the time. We are always activating the stress response, and we have to know how to put the brakes on. Mhm. And what I call activate the relaxation response, particularly as a pregnant woman. What we know is that probably what the most important gift a pregnant mom can give to her unborn baby is her state of being. Your state of being. And I would actually argue that that's even more important than getting proper nutrition, proper hydration, proper vitamins, and exercise. I think that your state of being is more important than any of them. I might even argue all of them altogether. Because when you are in a state of being, not doing, right? Doing versus being, when you are in a state of being that is relaxed, that is calm, that is intuitive, that is creative, that is connected, that is coherent, I believe that that will affect your newborn baby more than anything else that you could possibly do. And I say this because I really mean it. I will tell you that from my own life experience, I have 3 children. And when I was pregnant with my first child, I worked in a trauma program. And when I was pregnant with my second child, I was working in a burn unit, which is also under the auspices of a trauma program. And these were trauma centers and burn centers that were located within a inner city hospital, and they were the trauma centers of those cities that I worked in. And so you can imagine the level of stress that I was under. I was a hospital social worker, and I was responsible for managing the clients that came in as well as their families at a time where they were completely overwhelmed and completely stressed by an unfortunate, usually life cycle event that happened to them that was possibly catastrophic. And I was pregnant. And so I needed to figure out a way to manage my clients as well as manage my own energy field. I also have worked in the field of HIV and AIDS, and I'm actually an AIDS social worker by training, and I worked in the field of AIDS throughout the 90s. And so that was a different epidemic, and I needed to learn how to control my own emotions and feelings, as well as help my clients handle their emotions and feelings. And so I am coming from a perspective of some life experience with managing my own self in my pregnancies, as well as my clients who are HIV positive in New York City in an inner city hospital. So, what I have come to realize is that how one manages stress actually will determine how happy they are. Mhm. And that if you cannot manage or have the awareness to even know that you're in a stress response, if you don't even have the awareness that you're overwhelmed, you can't do anything to help yourself because you're not even aware of the fact that you are really stressed. So, what I would like to share with you is that every single one of us, when we have a triggering event, and by the way, right now there are so many triggering events. If there, every trigger is up. If you are fearful about your own mortality, if you're fearful about going into the hospital, if you're fearful about starting a family, if you're fearful about anything, it will all be up right now. Mhm. So I want to know, or I want you to tune into, how do I feel when I begin to feel stress, when I begin to feel like I'm being triggered by something. And we all have a different signature stress response, right? So for me, it could be that I feel my heart starts to race a little bit. Some people say that they feel that they're holding their breath, or that they're clenching their jaw and starting some TMJ activity, or people feel that they get sweaty or have heart palpitations. People experience stress in many different ways. I want you to realize, what is your signature stress response look like? And when those first signs come on board, I want you to be aware of it. Self-awareness is the first key to happiness. Self-awareness. I'm aware of the fact that I just got triggered. I'm aware because I feel like I'm starting to have some heart palpitations. In that moment, you want to cut it off. You don't want to let it roll, okay? You want to cut it off at the first awareness of it. So know what it is that you feel, usually in our bodies first. That's the indicator light that stress is coming on board. The next step that I want you to do is to be compassionate towards yourself. Self-compassion. Okay, I'm aware of the fact that I just got triggered by this thought. And so I realize that I am beginning to move into stress response, which is fight, flight, or flee. I do not want to go there because I know that that doesn't feel good for me. So I'm going to love myself right now and be compassionate. Okay, I know I have that trigger, and here it is, it's up again, and I'm going to be compassionate with myself. It's okay. It's all right. Everyone has triggers. Everyone gets triggered. It's okay. So we give ourselves some TLC and some compassion. The next step is that I want you to have a care plan, self-care. What can you do? What tool can you grab that can help you to disconnect you from the stress response? Like, hit the brake on stress. Hit the brake. This is what I really want you to do, is to start to develop a toolkit, a big toolkit, so that every time you become aware of the fact that you are getting stressed or getting triggered, you can immediately give yourself compassion and then go to self-care. I call it ACC, my 3-step process in managing triggers and stress. A, awareness. C, compassion. C, care. How do you take care of yourself? What do you do when you feel stressed, when you feel you get triggered? So today I want to talk to you about what I believe is my number one set of tools in my toolkit, and that is my breath. Now, I believe that we have this incredible tool of our breath, yet it is almost like we don't get out of first gear. We know that we breathe and we breathe automatically. We don't have to do anything to receive our next breath. Okay, we're fortunate and grateful that we have it, but we don't know how to maximize performance using our breath. And it is our breath that actually allows us to relax, to calm down, to center ourselves, to become calmer. We can use our breath to change our emotional state. Did you know that? Did you know that your emotions are actually connected to your breath? Did you know that your mind is connected to your breath? And that when we slow our breath down, we actually slow our minds down? It's incredible. What do you think everyone's doing in yoga class? It isn't just that they're becoming more flexible. It's that they are slowing their minds down using their breath. Inhale, exhale, move. Inhale, move. They're controlling their minds with their breath. So the mind follows the breath, and then the body follows the mind. But it all starts with the breath. So today I want to teach you some breathing tools that I feel would be incredibly important for you to have in your toolkit. And frankly, I wish I had these tools when I was pregnant. I didn't. These tools came to me about 12 years ago when I started on my journey into yoga and meditation. And these tools that I'm going to gift to you actually come from Kundalini Yoga, which is the yoga that I practice and that I'm a teacher of. And I feel that these are some of the most powerful, they're called pranayama breathing tools that we have on the planet. So here we go. This is what I want to give to you today. So number one, I want you to even notice the fact that you have a breath, because truly when I was pregnant, I didn't realize that I had a breath. I really didn't. Probably not until my kid was like 5 did I realize that I had a breath. It's like ridiculous when I think about it. But no one ever said to me like, Marianne, do you realize that you have a breath and that could actually help you to calm down or give you more energy or use it for many purposes to help you with your emotional field and your physiology. I had no idea. Would have been really helpful. So number one is that I want you to become friends with your breath. Meaning that just notice the fact that I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Exhale, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. And just inhale and exhale through your nose. Inhale and say to yourself, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Exhale, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. Inhale, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Exhale, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. Now that breath comes from the most famous monk. His name is Thich Nhat Hanh, and he says that that probably is the most profound breath meditation. So that is your first tool in your toolkit. Don't change your breath or alter your breath. Just inhale and notice and say to yourself, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. And then exhale, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. Inhale, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Exhale, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. Just according to the research, just noticing the fact that we have a breath will begin the process of disconnecting us from the stress response. Isn't that amazing? You don't even have to do anything. You just have to notice the fact that you're breathing, and you will already start to disconnect yourself from stress. You will already start to put the brakes on. Amazing. So that is one breath meditation that I gift you with, and you can use that anytime. Inhale, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Exhale, I'm aware. You're at the supermarket and your toddler is screaming. You can inhale, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Exhale, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. Okay, you get triggered. Oh my goodness, I'm pregnant and I've got to go to the hospital. Inhale, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Exhale, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. Very good. And the next breath tool and meditation, you can use this as a meditation as well, is called 2 times breath. I wish that I had had 2 times breath when I was pregnant, I can tell you that much. 2 times breath is where you're going to inhale for 2 and exhale for 4. You're going to inhale for 2, exhale for 4. Inhale for 2, exhale for 4. Through your nose only. So I'm going to invite you to close down your eyes and let's practice this together. And if you're not comfortable closing down your eyes, I invite you to lower your gaze and pick a spot in front of you right now. Although I do prefer you to close down your eyes because the mind goes where your eyes go. So if you're looking at something, that's where your attention will go. So I invite you to close down your eyes and let's practice this together where we're going to inhale for 2, exhale for 4. Inhale for 2, exhale for 4. And I want you to keep going on your own, inhaling for 2 and exhaling for 4. And when we exhale longer than we inhale, we are actually calming our sympathetic nervous system down. We're actually activating our parasympathetic nervous system, which again helps us to relax, helps us to slow down, helps us to calm down, helps us to put the brakes on stress and reactivity. So continue with inhale for 2, exhale for 4. Inhale for 2, exhale for 4. Inhale for 2, exhale for 4. On your own now. Last time. Very good. Now I want you to notice what you notice and feel what you feel in your body, your mind, your emotions. Notice how you feel now after just doing a few short minutes of 2 times breath. And now what I want to share with you is that you can actually, when you become proficient at 2 times breath, you can inhale for a count of 3 and exhale for a count of 6. Or you can inhale for a count of 4 and exhale for a count of 8. The purpose of this breath is to slow your breath down so you could slow your mind down, which will slow your emotional field down and allow you to get back into control of your mind. It's amazing. This stuff works. So I have so many breathing tools that I really want to bring to you. Perhaps the next time we meet again. There are so many. I want to teach you left nostril breathing, right nostril breathing, alternate nostril breathing, breath of fire, so many different breathing tools. But let's just start with those breaths. Inhale, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Exhale, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. Inhale, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Exhale, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. And then 2 times breath. Inhale for 2, exhale for 4. Inhale for 2, exhale for 4. Those are two really great places to start to create a relationship with your breath. And it can also serve to help you disconnect from stress, worry, anxiety. That I know right now tension is running high. There is a whole lot going on. And the more in control and empowered you can feel, and have the knowledge that with your breath you can control your mind, I believe this will serve you tremendously throughout your pregnancy, throughout your labor and delivery, and throughout your experience of being a young and new mother, and truly throughout your experience of being a mother for the rest of your life. These tools work, they help, and they really, for me, have become a lifeline to connect me with my center and help me balance myself. So let's take one last deep inhale and exhale. And please, if there's one thing that you remember from this talk that we're having together, is that your breath is your best friend. And connect with it whenever you need to calm down, to relax, to recenter, to rebalance yourself. Because you can handle this. You can handle anything. You are amazing. I love you. I look forward to meeting you again soon. And I'm sending you all the blessings that I possibly can. With love. Bye.